Welcome to this week's Anglo News KZN Fishing Report. It is Vanessa Green. It's Ray Thompson. Hello, Ray.
How's it, bud? How you doing?
Very well.
Good, good. I see you're not wet.
Well, yeah, our sunglasses on. It was pouring cats and dogs out.
Bud, I promise you now, it was pouring. We didn't expect it to be so hot.
Oh, I was actually thinking we were going to do this at the shop. But the beauty of Durban.
Lovely. Weather's sunny, shining. An hour ago, it was raining like you cannot believe here.
It's like there's still going to be a bit of rain. I think
No, it's
likely around
breaking up.
later,
No, the
but
cumulus
I heard
clouds have
down
come.
south coast there's going to be some rain.
Oh, no, it will be.
Yeah.
It comes from the south.
So let's get into the report, but before we do, it is proudly brought to you by the Kingfisher, GPS Plastics and Vino. Right, now Ray, down the south coast there has been some fish.
Yes, there has.
Once again, it's the place to be. We called it last week. We told the boys go to south. And
Yeah.
there was fish down south.
No, quite a few bronze bream came out. Well, it was expected. Bronze bream, cob, rockcod.
Grey sharks.
Yeah,
Huge rockcod.
Yeah, the water was cold down there. It was reasonably good. They've had a bit of rain this last 2 days.
Yeah.
So the water is definitely going to be dirty. And of course, what happens with dirty water? Always cob.
Now, how are we going to be fishing for that cob in dirty water? Do we need to get those live baits? Or our chocker and prawn bait's going to be the trick?
Chocker and prawn, definitely, because they're a lot smaller. Live baits are more for the bigger cob that come later on in the season.
Okay.
After the sardines arrive, we start fishing for the bigger cob with the live baits. And paddle tails.
No. Oh, yes. So the guys were recommending some paddle tails to go down south, which is always good. That's always fun.
100%. Yes.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of cob down Port St. John's, that area, which is good.
Yes.
That river will start flooding because it takes a long time for that water to come out. But once that river starts subsiding next week, I promise you now, you'll get a lot of cob down there.
Yeah.
Bigger cob, yeah.
Well, why not this weekend? Because, I mean, it's a long weekend, man. The guys want to go out and
No, it's
fish.
a long weekend, but it takes it at least 2 to 3 days for all that rain up country to come down.
Ah, yeah.
That Amanzimtoti River, it takes a while
Yeah.
to come down from Coxstad area.
Okay, all right. Now, what's happening down by Pennington and Scotty's, Rocky
But
Bay?
there's been fish around, but
Yeah.
not in numbers as yet. It's still too warm. You get those days. No, you'll get those bronze bream.
Yeah.
They haven't come in their numbers yet. It needs to get a little bit cooler. There are cob around as always. Again, not in numbers, but
Yes.
they will come as soon as we have a lot more rain coming down. And I think that's what's going to happen this weekend. That place is going to fire this weekend. That Paisley,
Yeah.
Pennington area. Because
Oh,
again,
good.
we have a lot of rain coming Friday, Saturday onwards.
Yeah. All right,
Yeah.
so now let's get closer to Durban. Right now, you fished Heart Attack Hill on Saturday afternoon.
Yes,
I
water
fished-
was warm.
Yeah.
Warm, but we did get lanterns, we did
rockcod.
get rockcod and stuff
Yeah.
like that. No cob,
Uh-huh.
no bronze bream. Water was bath water. You threw your prawn in, it came out white.
So I fished on Sunday morning, similar area, Amanzimtoti. Dude, the drift was crazy.
Yeah, south to north, yeah.
Yeah, it was insane. I couldn't hold a 5-ounce sinker, so I put on cob baits, nothing. Tried shad, nothing. Went lower, bronze bream,
Yeah.
nothing. And then eventually we're having some fun. So what do? We whip out the crossfire 6'6".
And go and
That's what
fish
you
for blacktail, eh?
Wave garrig, dude.
Oh, wave garrig. Okay.
Oh, blast. Guys, listen. So this is why you always want to carry a smaller setup, because when the fishing, just like when nothing is happening, have some fun.
Scale down.
That's what it's about.
Scale down.
Yeah, I went really right down the number 14 Marucha hook. And had an absolute blast. Sometimes that's what it's about. All right, now moving into Durban. Well, there were those 2 eagle rays that came out this week.
Yes, the 2 eagle rays. There were some grey sharks on
I
Friday.
heard about that, yeah.
Saturday was very, very quiet again over here. A lot of people fishing. Obviously, there was a compound on that.
Yes.
Very little fish caught here.
Yeah, Durban has been a bit quiet. However, once again in Durban, the harbour is firing.
Yes, grunter.
Grunter
And some big kingies.
yeah, on drop shot I was here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
No,
that's
no,
always
been
good
some
to
fish there.
So, you know what, you want to fish light and easy? Well, the harbour is definitely the place to be. What do you think Durban is going to do this week?
This week, you're definitely going to have a bit of rain in that coming. The water's going to be a little bit off colour. I don't think you're going to catch too much here in the Durban vicinity, to be honest.
It's looking beautiful though.
It's lovely, the big boat coming in, but look how big that swell is. The boat is swaying from side to side there. Big ground swell coming through.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't. I would actually go back down south coast and do a little bit of scratching in that there. I wouldn't worry too much about Durban.
All right, now let's just shift up to Umhlanga and Belita and those areas. That's a holiday destination.
Definitely a holiday destination
We got the
again.
guys coming down from Joburg. Watching you, tell them what you get, man.
Blacktail, and more blacktail, because that's what you're going to catch.
Okay.
You get the odd
Snatching.
shad. Yeah, there's been the odd shad up there,
There
odd
has
big
been.
shad.
Yeah, and there's been the odd cob as well.
Yeah, but not,
Yeah.
yeah,
I would carry more scratching baits. Guys.
definitely.
All right, and then
Vital.
well, together.
Together, cob,
You got
obviously,
some cob.
cob, together.
And
There's-
in Mtanzini, there's been a lot of cob.
Okay.
Now I don't know whether it's South Bank or North Bank. I heard that's important to know.
Oh, is it? I didn't know that.
Well,
A cob's a cob, bud.
well, yeah, no, but where you get in that cob, north or south?
Hey, just go look for the dirty water.
I'll tell you what's going to happen. I'm going to get a lot of content next week because Vino's
Vino's down, yes.
He's one of our sponsors. He's fishing in Mtanzini. Trust me, we're going to get some content.
Definitely.
Right, now, Cape Vital, there's been some fish.
Been cob again.
Cob.
Cob, yeah, there's been cob up
Okay.
there. There's been some kingfish.
Got to be some rockfish out.
Definitely rockfish, always
What,
rockfish up
stonebreak?
there. Stonies, yeah, look. Stonies don't like the dirty water that much, but
Yeah.
you do catch them. The bigger ones don't mind it, but the small
Yeah.
ones definitely don't like it. But you'll definitely get three-spotted pompano, those wave garrick,
Oh,
as I
yes.
call them.
Yeah.
There's been kingies around there. I said in between transition period, the sand sharks are there. So if you have a couple of hot
Still.
days, yeah, no, still.
Okay.
If you have a couple of hot days, the sandies will definitely feed. But generally, stick to catching edible fish up there at the moment.
Well, this is what I'm liking about this transition period on the coastline is that there's still a bit of a mix of
Yes.
everything. And there's action. You know, there's always something that's been coming out. Every day we've been getting some footage. Now, moving up to the freshwater, that's not so much of a transition. Well,
Nah.
okay, so there has been a couple of bass being reported,
Yes,
but mainly at Midma.
correct.
Albert Falls has
Quiet.
virtually a no-go. The guys are saying the water is just not lekker at all.
Inanda, there's been a few fish around Inanda.
Hazelmere,
Definitely.
the guys are getting those rats as always.
Mm.
And then yellowfish woke up again.
Yes, they did. Obviously, we had that period where it rained and then it quietened down with the rain and the water's cleaned up. The guys got some fish. But of course, the last 2 days it's been raining up there, so the water's going to be dirty again. And the water is going to flow, so yeah.
from
Still catch a
what
couple
I've
of
heard,
fish.
there was a couple sightings of some trout, not wild, but that might just go off again now with this rain. Right? Or,
Oh no, yeah,
tell me,
still early.
this heavy rain, does that affect you if you fish in still water? Because I know it affects the river.
Look,
side
it does. It either makes it very warm on the surface or very cold on the surface. So it depends on what the air temperature was when the rain fell. It oxygenates the actual water. So give it 2 days in that, and I promise you those trout feed. So
still water is not a bad
still water is not a bad thing, although it's raining. Yes,
Okay.
definitely. Rain oxygenates it, wind oxygenates it.
Yeah.
So never be scared of it.
All right, good.
Never
Now,
be scared of
let's
it.
not stop talking about the past and let's talk about what's going to happen. We got Friday, Saturday, Sunday, holiday.
Yes.
Easter's here. Where are we fishing? I know we're fishing light. I know
Yes.
we're scratching. We're fishing for rockfish, rockcod, cob, especially with this dirty water.
Mm,
You scheme we're going to get some bronze bream?
definitely.
All right.
Definitely get some
You
rods.
scheme the shadow going to come on the bite?
It's time of the year that they should start feeding now.
I'll start seeing some signs.
Definitely.
Right?
And cob.
Definitely the
Cob,
100%.
guys. That's
Yeah.
those little ones that are coming out.
So we were talking earlier on in the week and we said white baits is the bait to go with.
Chocker baits, yes.
Chocker and prawn.
Chocker and prawn. That's the bait to go for.
All right. And where are we going? Down south.
Down south.
Have to be down south.
Hey, Umkamas has been firing, but anywhere from
Kamas was
Umkamas,
doing well.
everywhere, Umkamas, any of those big rivers,
Yeah.
Sheppey, Margate,
Margate.
that area, just,
Yes.
yeah, go for it, bud. You'll
Right.
catch fish. Now,
Now what?
you forgot about ski boat, buddy.
I didn't forget about
Oh,
ski, but
okay.
I'm saving the best for last because this is happening this week.
This week, next
This-
week.
Well, okay, next week.
Next
Next week.
Our next podcast,
Our
watch
next
that.
podcast.
Yeah.
It's going to be awesome because, guys, Durban Ski Boat Festival, this is why we can't get enough of this place.
No,
Every
100%.
lunch break we're running down here, we're starting to feel the vibe. That's
Next
what it's
week,
about.
Friday, this place is going to rock.
Banging. I promise
Definitely.
you, straight after work, this is where we're coming.
100%.
In fact, we'll even work early.
Are we?
Yeah, because
Woohoo!
we're the network.
Good boss I've got. Okay, so next week Friday, guys, if you want to meet us, we'll be down here at Durban Ski Boat. Come and see us.
It's going to be happening. It's going to be a vibe. You're going to get all the guys that are sponsoring the event coming out here.
Yeah.
If you want to talk to anyone about what's what, they're going to be out here.
You'll have all the boats all lined up on the beach here, all ready for launching on
Over
Saturday.
200 boats already.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
it's going to be awesome over here, bud.
Yeah, so it's going to be an absolute vibe. I'll be here on Saturday and Sunday
definitely.
as well. Well, you coming back on Sunday next week?
Definitely for the prize
Talking
week.
about that one because this week is Easter. This is what the guys are talking about, and we're going to get excited next week for that.
Okay,
Because I can see we're getting too excited right now.
I am.
I know you are. All right, guys. So, Ray, one more shout out I want to give. Right, so we had that surf casting junior comp happening.
That is correct. I went to it on Saturday.
Yeah, and I went to it on Sunday.
Oh,
well,
gosh,
not
okay.
to it, to the prize giving.
Yes, yes, yes.
So I'm sitting at this prize giving, and I'm seeing, I don't know what the parents are feeding the kids these days, but these kids are looking huge.
They tall, they
look
big.
at these boys, and they're like 16, 17, 18 years old.
And they're like 6 foot.
Sure. Anyway, it's good to see, you know, the next generation is looking so strong. Listening to the winners come up, right?
Yes, and who won it?
This tiny little girl, right, Upasna Jagannath,
Pastor Juggnut.
takes the championship, takes everything.
Yeah.
She rocked all these guys, fished the under 21s. That's my shout
awesome.
out. She is going to be huge.
She's won
this
it.
game.
If I stand correct, I think she's rated first in South Africa.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I think you could be right because I know she's, they took the rankings over the last 3
3
years.
years, and she.
And she's topped it. Yeah. So this is, guys, look out for this girl. She is going to be massive.
You're gonna put a little picture next to the side of her.
Yeah, I'll
What's
get a
the-
picture.
Okay, yeah, get a picture. Send it down.
All right.
Yeah, she's awesome, but and you won't believe
That's the shout out.
how good she
She
is.
deserves the recognition.
definitely,
Especially
without a
after seeing how these guys were fishing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so,
Anyway.
you know, shout out to the future anglers. Those kids did well, man. I'm proud of them.
Spend lots of time in the sun there.
Perseverance, endurance, that heavy current. I mean,
They caught more fish than you did.
shut up. They caught more fish than you did. Yeah, you know, speaking about the amount of fish, Ashwin told me that there were 590 odd fish that came out that weekend.
Way.
590 odd fish amongst these 37 kids, and every single one was returned safely.
100%.
So, you know,
That's
shout out
nice.
to the event
Organizer.
management,
Yeah,
organizers, whatever
organizers.
they did. Yeah.
Well done.
All right, so that's our show for this week, Swati.
100%.
You got Easter eggs? No, he doesn't.
That's tomorrow's problem.
That's tomorrow's problem. All right, guys. So it's Vanessa Grimm, it's Ray Thompson, it's Angling News SA, and it's proudly brought to you by the Kingfisher, GPS Plastics, and Vino.
Oh man, Vino.